In 1350, what we know as the idyllic French countryside was a living hell. For more than 15 years, the people had suffered at the hands of English invaders. Little did they know that this war would last for another 100 years. But through this crucible of fighting, famine and plague, there would emerge the modern nation of France. England's King, Edward III, looked jealously across the English Channel. Wanting France for his own, he had added the fleur-de-lis, the symbol of France, to his own royal standard. This was an all-out declaration of war. And in 1337, he invaded. But France already had a king, Philippe VI. As the English burned their way across the land, Philippe's army and his legendary knights marched to meet them and came face to face with the English longbow. A simple weapon, but the most devastating the knights had ever faced. The heroes of France fell to storms of English arrows. The war engulfed the French countryside. By 1351, the conflict was focused on Brittany. One fight stands out as a spectacular display of chivalry and a symbol of the wider conflict between the two enemy nations. The Combat of the 30 is still commemorated here in Brittany. It was a dispute between two local families. Supported by the opposing sides in the war, the French and English commanders decided to settle it through a trial of knightly combat. Each side would choose 30 champions to fight on neutral ground. France prepared to defend itself against England's finest. Intent on ending the suffering of the French peasantry, Sir Jean de Beaumanoir sent a challenge to the English commander. 30 champions on each side would compete in a tournament for final claim to Brittany. With the battleground of the Halfway Oak agreed upon, Sir Jean set out to gather support from local knights. As a knight himself, Sir Jean followed the strict rules of chivalry and was expected to protect the local peasantry and ensure peace.
Je suis votre serveux, Puer Girid. Mon destrier rimaigne. Bracie. Por vostre service. Apertisens votre courage, compagnon.
Ils sont discomfites!
Sicut was Volbreus.
Most medieval tournaments were friendly in nature, held for sport and glory, but the Combat of the 30 was arranged between opponents mired in war. English raids had torn through the countryside of Brittany and brought great hardship to the people.
Avant, compagnon. Ronde, je commande, avant. Incontinent.
Sir Jean spotted an English raiding party attacking a nearby farmstead.
Vos voldrez. Por vostre service. Por vostre service. En arçon, chevalier!
The French knights defeated the English raiders, and Sir Guy de Rochefort joined Sir Jean's party.
Compagnie, retrayez vos amouets.
Vassal.
Obéir, c'est
Bench! Bench commandement! Let's stop! On la voie!
Sir Jean's search next brought him to Sir Geoffroy Dubois, whose squires were contending with a detachment of English longbowmen.
soyez prêts.
The knights would use the great speed of their war horses to charge the archers and overwhelm them. The English longbowmen fell, but the French knights knew the enemy would attempt to retake the hilltop fortification and steeled themselves for further attacks.
Comme votre best!
With Sir Geoffroy by his side, Sir Jean had secured the outpost.
Un pied ci, un pied là. Et complexe. Vels vos donc, en la voie. Rognez vos armes. Un pied ci, un pied là. Je prépare à Obsabitz. Si fais vos commandements. Oyez.
Looking to secure his honor, a young knight held his ground on a bridge in Sir Jean's path.
Il n'ose en chine!
Liechtenstein!
Je suis votre serveur.
Honorably conceding defeat in the duel, Sir Yves Charel joined the cause.
Un pied ci, un pied là. Vectos nos en la voie. Oyez. Rognez vos armes. Et comprens.
Sir Jean entered the staging area for the tournament, where he prepared to choose which knights would join him in battle.
Fouer, Girid. Honor.
Each knight would be accompanied by his squires,
Monarch.
young nobles in training to become knights themselves.
Page, Witz was donc.
Sir Jean had selected his champions. As the sun rose, the two sides entered the arena, ready for the first round of combat.
Mettons nos en la bouée. Un pied ci, un pied là. Witz was donc en la bouée.
Claiming an easy victory in the first round, the French champions left the arena to recover their strength.
Mettons nos en la bouée. Bien et compresse. Page, Witz was donc en la bouée. Renietz vos armes. Aveillez-vous un pied ci, un pied là.
Refreshed and reinvigorated, the French knights returned to the arena for another round of combat. The combat of the 30 was about to decide which nation would control the Duchy of Brittany. Triumphant, Sir Jean de Beaumanoir and his loyal knights claimed victory. The combat of the 30 had decided control of Brittany in favor of the French. Little did the two sides know, this was just the beginning of a bitter war that would outlive them all. After victory at the combat of the 30, the French faced devastating raids from England's Black Prince. But France's King John II was closing in. Jean finally caught the English near the city of Poitiers in September 1356. The French army outnumbered the English by thousands. King Jean himself joined the fight, but what seemed a certain victory for France soon turned into a nightmare. The English longbow devastated the mighty French army. An endless hail of arrows gutted the main French force. Then the English captured King Jean. The fight was over. The Battle of Poitiers was another catastrophic defeat for the French. The English had destroyed most of France's nobility in a single day. Now they turned their attention towards taking the French capital, Paris. The invaders marched unopposed towards Paris. The remains of some of the medieval walls of Paris still stand today. As the English army approached, the terrified locals sought shelter behind these defenses. Could France's capital withstand the full might of the Black Prince's army? The English Black Prince had raided the French countryside without mercy. And now his army had come for the capital. With the English on their doorstep, it fell to the French army and the people of Paris to defend the walls of their proud city. Hoping to avoid open battle, the French began fortifying the city, manning the walls and calling every available soldier to his post.
Oyez, marchier hier muet restos. As the French hastened their preparations, several detachments of English soldiers were spotted closing in on the city. Attendez les commandements. Exploité.
Attendez les commandements. Manance, si, comme volets. Manance, overstop. Manance, en commune.
Besoin de nos attentes, maintenant. Si, exploiteur. Manance, pour vos servir. Mestier reste en jambeur.
Besoignaf, bien, bien. Vaïs. Oil. Homme fautrak.
Besoignaf.
NB de fauti non besoigné. Vaillet. Itreich sens nul arrest. Oil, citos.
Vaillets mouet besuis envoyé. Manance, prest à Manance, en commune.
The English showed no mercy, burning their way to Paris via 3 routes, each of which was home to villages and farms that supplied the capital.
Reste pour la besogne, Manance. Giovanni, reste pour la besogne, Manance. Bien, bien. Dos dialogues. En besogne. Giovanni Bastir. Oyez les ordonnances. Veille à la mine.
Besoigne nos attentes, Manance. Accordé. Besoigne à faire. Manance, si ves exploitière. Cuilleres ma toute vie. Bien oyé.
Que faut-il donc besoigner?
Que faut-il donc besoigner? Provence,
Oh, me faut trail. Si veg out chance.
Oil, mestier des mouets. Oui là, laisse fouiller.
reste au col. Avant. Arbelestre. Chess Mesvos. Je gagne mon gage.
Having struck out at the English front line, the French had slowed the enemy's advance.
Un besoin. Sois sans poimin. Bien, bien, Weiss. Ton dialores.
Advertance de demande.
Bien. Besoin à faire. Homme fa au travail. Lors batige s'estui. Estir de moi. Baillet besoin de travail. Fouillers, ma toute vie.
Oyez les ordonnances. Veillez à la mine.
En besoin. Manance, je vous amène mes riens.
Archer. Prenez on de guerpits, Archer.
As the French continued to rally their army, the English took the last of the surrounding villages and had almost encircled Paris.
Où faut-il Archer?
Archer. Les commandes Archer. Allons, paiement.
Besoin de nos attentes, Manance.
Dites-moi mon Versailles.
Archers, oyez de commandement. Le ferai-je donc? Oui, non.
Mon arc est prêt.
With the countryside in flames and the English at the city gates, the French army steeled themselves for battle. Now came the capital's true test. Would the mighty walls of Paris hold against a fearsome English siege?
Advertance de demande.
The Parisian guard raised the alarm as the English began their first assault on the city walls.
Reste heureux. Giovanni Basti.
Fais ici nouvelle commandement.
Avance à mon commandement.
Un chess Mesvos. Nos des Spartans, Brieman.
Les chevaucheurs s'escoutent.
Saskin, c'est sa tête.
Il n'y faut que la piste. Le volcan en pleine course. Choctemper à vos
Compagnon, moult avance, oui, après. Jets, Mets, Vos, Habillement, Obelestière. Avant, allons.
Bonne besogne et je fecte.
Oyez bien. Peñez Aviamore, compagnons.
The French army fought valiantly, repelling the first English attack.
Manon, c'est ce qui reste en sauveur. Bien, bien.
Laissons sur commandement. Peñez Aviamore, compagnons.
Ici, laisse commandement. Accepte pas.
Fixez-moi mon Versailles.
Dictez-moi une Versailles.
Réversons conduite archère. Mon arme est prête.
En arrange par la voie. Quoi, il tient la
On de l'Est pareil. Compagnon, ben ici, laisse commandement. Sileil.
Oh, jetzt. Allons, ça tous. Attendez les commandements, Manons. Besoin de Manons. Oh, jetzt, les ordonnances. Manons, offrance donc. Bien, bien.
Oh, me faut trahir? Oyez, tout le monde.
Bien là.
Giovanni Bastille.
Oyez bien, compagnon, bien oeil.
Bex, je laisse les dieux.
Reste pour la
Compagnon, je t'aime ça ce que j'ai ça.
Siege of Fair.
Compagnon, les chevaliers quets vas arrouer.
En de l'esprit, à part main.
Mon arme est prête.
Comme il vous plaise. Compagnon, ben ici, laisse... Allons, ça part main.
Ben ici, le même
Réversons
commandement.
conduite archère.
Attendez les commandements, Manons. Pouvons savoir, mestière de bois.
À 7 metros, archère, puer à Parmeil. Ferme.
Oyez les ordonnances.
Alors ce bâti de s'estuer.
Les autres, laisse commandement. Compagnon, reste pour la Compagnon, Jens Stars, nos déguerpissons. Quel est votre plaisir? Brest, por un sang. On l'avoué pour bataille. Là, Jay, je me prépare à vos amis.
Balance,
Compagnon,
The French defense of their capital held firm, wearing down the English invaders one by one.
Page et Comprenz.
Lancière, N-Platz.
Aveillez-vous si fait votre commandement. Quel est votre... Êtes-vous...
Manance, preste à heurter. J'exploite les réparements. Oui, là.
Page,
Que faut-il faire?
vos compagnons.
Besoin à faire? Baillets moi besoin. Manance, des guerres puissantes, Manance. Reste pour la besogne, Manance. Lors batige s'estui. Advertence, tout le monde.
Incompréhensible.
Tous y à l'oreille.
Bien.
Besoin de nos attentes, Manance. Lors batige s'estui.
Access vos, compagnon.
Although the walls of Paris had been breached, the French could still hold the city, so long as its mighty landmarks did not fall.
Tous de gars, Lauritz.
Oyez, tout le monde. Tous y à l'oreille. Attendez les commandements, Manance. Manance, preste à heurter. Reste pour la besogne, Manance. Giovanni Basti.
Veillez les commandements.
Advertence, tout le monde. Giovanni Basti.
Baillets moi, baillets tout le monde. Lors se batige s'estui. Oil, mestir des mots.
Compagnon.
Advertence, marche arrière, moi et Trestos. Tous y à l'oreille.
Compagnon, près moult avance, voué à trait.
Soyez avant, compagnon. L'heure est certes. Compagnon, aux annonces.
Devers Ulf Folket Archer. Temoué mon Versailles.
Manans oiet Tuzlemon. Manans, allons, Manans.
Temoué mon
The enemy grew ever more desperate as their ranks thinned and their hopes of victory faded.
Devers Ulf Folket.
Que faut-il donc besoigner?
Oiet à votre commandement. Lors Batige s'estui.
Archer. Devers Ulf Folket Archer. Obéis au commandement. Dicte-moi mon Versailles. Mon arc est prest. Prête pour prête. Devers Ulf Folket Archer. Mon arc est prest.
Compagnon!
Prest portrait.
Et ici, nouvelle commandement.
Besoignez à faire.
En besoin.
Arbalètre,
Attendez les commandements. Les restent
Prest
en jambes.
portrait. Mon arc est prest.
Giovanni Basti.
Devers Ulf Folket Archer. Les commandements viennent. Demeurez, Swansland.
Besoigner à faire?
Mon arc est prest.
J'exploite les réparer.
Prest portrait. Je veille de ces
Jaskuns en sa... Envoyé vers...
à Chesmesvos. Archer. Archer en avant. Avant. Devers Ulf me mettent à la bouée. Archer. Oyez, commande de demeurer, Swansland to Koi.
Que faut-il donc besoin?
à Chespetsvos.
Si, si.
Non, dialoguez.
Comme il n'y faut que l'advite. Le Volcher, en pleine course.
Dicte-moi mon Versailles. J'ai l'arme, j'y vais. Lancière et plate.
Besoigné à faire?
Oyez bien, compagnon.
Attendez les commandements, Manans. Je vous amène mes riens.
Pex, Senes Ligier. Les autres laissent commander au Beige à votre commandement. Veignez avions moins. Veignez avions moins, compagnon.
Oh, me faut trahir?
Compagnon, avant, à mon commandement. Tigrets moins, vos compagnons. Veignez avions moins. Veignez avions moins, compagnon. Tigrets moins. Veignez avions moins. Tigrets moins, vos compagnons. Between them they hide. Il n'y faut que la piste. Veignez avions moins, compagnons. Devant ça, soyez prêts. Veignez avions moins. Les chevaliers
Escuchen!
Somos son Versailles!
Indifferent Grenadiers! Les Chevaucheurs s'escuchen! Chevaucheurs, soyez prêts!
Defeated and demoralized by the strength of the French defense, the Black Prince's army abandoned their siege of the capital. Paris celebrated victory, but this was not the last test the French would face in their struggle to win the war. The walls of Paris held out against the English onslaught. England's King Edward and the Black Prince abandoned the siege. They marched towards Chartres to try their luck at conquering a less formidable target. But before they could attack, a violent storm hit the army. Killing 1,000 English soldiers in a tempest of hail and freezing winds. To Edward, this Black Monday disaster seemed like divine retribution. A sign that it was time to stop waging war and make peace with France's King Jean. But even as peace between kings was reached, the people of France were still living in bloodshed and turmoil. Between 1358 and 1370, France was in chaos. Peasant uprisings, rampaging bands of mercenaries, and civil war ravaged the country. Peasants rose in rebellion, killing their lords and wreaking havoc. Mercenary bands also roamed the land. Known as routiers, they had once been hired by the English to fight against the French, but were cut loose when peace was reached. They systematically ravaged and pillaged towns across France. And with King Jean prisoner in England, his son Charles the Dauphin faced homegrown attacks on his rule by powerful French lords, beset from all sides. The Dauphin's forces had to regain control over their own country. Having only recently been crowned King of France, Charles V dispatched his army to the French-held village of Évreux to forge order from chaos. From here, the army would move to extinguish three major threats. Bands of roving mercenaries harrying the countryside, a peasant uprising, and attacks from a rival for the French crown, Charles of Navarre. The French army would start by reclaiming the rebel-held villages of Cocherel, Jouy, and Croissy.
Parat y affecte. Quedme. Labour. Toute sodité.
Qued, mais...
Obeyo, Vadokitost. Ordi, Pace, Bove.
Si, Kun Grande Course. Si volets. Comprendo. August. Commandes.
Qued abour? Parat porvenir.
Escolte bene. Lire faccio.
Escolte bene.
Cos'è sarà massonata?
Cursor obéissance. Oyez, oyez.
Eccelimand. Oh, vamos, vale tous. Io ma sono la cose.
As the French army struggled to regain control of the countryside, they were struck by a band of English routiers. These mercenaries had been cut loose by the English army and were plundering the countryside in order to make a living.
Arco parat. Cito Trump. Quemandes. Eccelimand demand. Arquier parat.
Les Spelsons sont ici. Quedman. Commandes.
Prenez sont d'ici.
Dams di retourna! Vado da Burat.
The French forces eliminated the routier attack, but more were still raiding the countryside in search of provisions and riches. The routiers demanded payment from the French, or they would continue their horrifying raids.
Escolte bene. Retourno comme materia. Plect.
Tolmenier,
Arco parat. Parat. Momentesi, Arquier. Benefect. Toute sodité. Capere? Bene.
Ok.
Parate, Arquiers. Sagita in arco.
Ordine tenet.
Cursores parat. In avant, cursores. Si. Ne lâchez qu'à...
Tolmenier, si, comprendo. Chevalier. Est facile, cavalier. Quitamus. Equites in avant. Pace, Bove. Secund mandement. Si, comprendo. Quitamus. Equites in avant. Est facile, cavalier.
Sommes parat. Esfect.
Mandesqued. In aiuto! Eccelimand demand.
Qued abour?
Deve essere ammassonata. Io ma sono la cose.
Attention. Novos ordines. Quitamus.
Veillance, l'ennemi. Cursores parat.
Cavalier! Come mandes! Si, comprendo!
Via!
The French discovered the Routier hidden camp and could put an end to the English raids if they could destroy the camp.
Six hommes.
Toutes unités.
Sito.
Vado laburar. Arrière Parade. Quemandes.
Parats pour laburar. Ecce li mandement. Si, comprendo. Comprendo.
Vado laburar. Marco Parade. Lanquier Parade. Quemandes.
Ascolte bene. Toutes unités. Comme me.
Parat porve inerans.
Tourna.
Ecce li mandement. Si, bene. Cos'è sarà massonata?
Tuts odite. Qued me.
Qued labour? Io ma sono la cose. Labour Spérance. Parat pour venir.
Colonel requiem mandement.
Monestiel pour la matéria.
Vale.
Arrière Parade.
Qued me?
Vado laburar.
Six hommes. Io ma sono la co. Labur Speranz.
Mariette. Lanquier, Méco.
Tuts oditams de retornar.
Parats pour laburar. Cos'è sarà massonata?
Mandes qued. Vado laburar. Prate terra, bene. Si, comprendo. Io ma sono la cosa.
Qued labour? Vido, si.
Pace, desquité.
Six hommes.
Felice et beat.
Qued me? Io ma sono la cose.
Parat pour laburar. Si, bene. Mandes qued.
Parat por vegeler si pois.
Vado laburar.
Six hommes.
Escolte berems de retornar.
Io ma sono la cose.
Ok.
Toutes unités.
Comprendo.
Ovenskito. Cos'è sarà massonata?
Quetabu camino. E cilim vido aussi. Escolte bene. I affect.
Me plect.
Cos'è sarà ma sonata? Me plect. Tuts odite. Movamos vale tuts.
Arquier parate.
Cos'è sarà ma sonata?
Arco parate. Quemandes. Pied. Momentesi, arquier. Tendo. Arquier parate. Arco parate. Sagita in arco. Quemandes. Obedio. Parate. Bene, bene.
Escolte, becci li mandamont. Io ma sono la cosa.
Parate, arquier. Moment, bene, bene.
Me plect. Tuts odite. Escolte bene. Seco materia.
Hommes, in avant, servientes.
La bourse pesito. Vado laburar.
Sì, parate.
Felice et beat.
Barats pour le
Camino.
Io ma sono la cose. Buon lavoro.
Sì, parate.
Oti, venies, servientes.
Quel lavoro. Vado lavorare.
Quid me?
Beneffect.
Tourma. Banquier parate.
Guadordinario parate.
Arquier parate.
Non desquella. Cos'è stata massonata?
Odite, obeio.
Arquier parate.
Chi è che cavallo?
Cavalarius!
E ce li manderà. Cos'è sarà massonata? Vado lavorare.
Skara formata! In avant, servientes!
La bourse Peraz.
Jens.
Attention, audio. In avant. Vite. Quitte. Sito. In avant, servientes. Bene. Vite.
Con nessun TC. Io ma sono la cose. Io ma sono la cose. Si sono messi. Felice e beat.
Bene oggi. Sito. Bene. Quitte. Odio. Tiens, che cavallo! Vittoria!
Sakita in acqua.
Langue bas. Roma.
Sakita in acqua.
Udite, servientesi! Cavallo, parate!
Cursor vos baisses fesses.
Commandes.
C'est comprendo. Commandes. Cavallo ici.
Sakita in acqua.
Sì, parate! Udite! Obeio! In avanti! In avanti, servientes!
Caval par cum grand coup. Ambulo.
Bene, in avanti, servientes! Obeio!
Si. Oye, oye. Cavallo ici.
Udite, servienti! Einen Sparbataillon! Attention, audio.
Parates, servientes.
Ite. In avant.
Ketman de Sipolis.
Bene o bene. Attention! Der Sultan! Cavallarios parat! Carafon bataille! Parat! In avant!
Extra premier!
6 hommes. Parade pour venir. Fouette d'amour.
Chiete, audio! Cavallarios ite! In avant!
With the Routier camp destroyed, mercenary attacks were no longer a threat.
Ecce mandament. Perfect. Cose sera ma sonata.
Udite,
Commander
sergentes!
Parat.
Quitte!
Banquier Parat.
Parade pour Laboura.
Cavalario, parat!
Parade pour venir. Vale excavo. Vale.
Parats pour la bourrard. Quoi de la bourre? Vale, scavo.
Arco Parat.
Vale.
Six hommes. Quoi de me? Quito.
Quemandes. Banquier Parat.
Quoi d'ordre?
Mandes Parat pour venir. Comme il trenca.
Ecce mandament. Mandesquid.
Mandes quid?
Audite, milites!
Parats pour la bourrard.
Orchestre!
Front. La bourse Spérance. Des cavo.
Vale.
Ordine tenebace, bove!
Fouette.
Equites, in avant! Equites in avant! Pace, bove! Quitamus! Est facile, cavalier! Come montes! Quitamus! Sivalier!
In taking the village of Jouy, the French army was closer to stemming the peasant rebellion and regaining control.
Io ma sono la cose. Vado laburar.
Attention! Novos ordines, second mandement. Si. Cavallerio, parade. Caballero. Obeyo. Dolme bien, es fácil, caballero.
The central monastery town of Cocherel would continue to send out rebel attack parties to weaken the French army.
Audite, milites. Pace, move. Equites, in avant.
Labour Speranza. Buona sial por la bateria. Si, cavo.
Attention.
The village of Croissy, rich in gold deposits, was a crucial town for the French to reclaim.
Si, comprendo. Si, voliere. Move to Paris. Orchestre.
The French army defeated the rebels at Croissy and took control of the gold-rich village. The central monastery town of Cocherel was still under the control of rebel peasants. The French army would have to take it before they could launch an assault on Charles of Navarre.
Facile, cavalier. Il défie l'ennemi. Si, parade. Equites attendent ici. Et puesta de bataille. Comme mes mondes. Dolme bien. Ordine tenez. Equites, in avant. Parate, equites. Facile, cavalier. Comme mondes. Quitamus. Pace bove. Chevalier.
Lanquier parat. Arco parat.
Espero tu mandament. Paratus et promptus.
Quid ordines?
Dolme bien. Est facile, cavalier. Si volies. Ordine tenets. Equites in avant. Over to Paris. Silencio. Vamos, sí, comprendo.
The French army took control of the rebel villages, and the peasant uprising was subdued.
Si comme vos voldrez.
But to keep control over the region, they would need to defend its center of influence, the monastery at Cocherel. Northeast of Cocherel, Charles of Navarre's army had established a fortified camp. The King of Navarre sought to make himself ruler of France as well. He intended to press his claim by destroying the newly arrived royal forces.
Oyez, tout le monde. À votre commandement. Lord Batige s'estuit.
Dictez pour vos services. Souhait. Dicte. Amen. De vos services.
Vos oeil donc.
Attendez les... Votre jetzt vos à moi.
Bien, vos oeil.
Lancière
Voyez
en place.
Brest, compagnie.
Soyez de Satontis. J'y laisse commandement.
Je suis votre serveuse. Pour votre service. Avertissez votre courage, compagnon. L'heure est grande, je commande. Avant, incontinent. Avant, compagnon. Pour votre service. Je suis votre serveuse. Si comme vos voldrez. Avant, compagnon. Avertissez votre courage, compagnon. Retrayez vos à moi. Quand je commande, avant. Quand je commande, avant. Certes. Retrayez vos à moi. Avertissez votre courage, compagnon. Avant, compagnon. Certes. Pour votre service. Incontinent. Si comme vos voldrez. Avant, compagnon.
Pushing up the hillside, the French discovered Charles of Navarre's camp. His front line had the high ground and was made up entirely of archers. The French would have to think carefully about how to approach the stronghold. The French army had repelled Charles of Navarre, stemmed the revolt, and held back the raids of the Routiers. In the struggle for control over France's lands, the king still clung to power.